So I thought that we could take a few minutes and talk about plotting numbers on a number line. So I would like you to take notes as we talk about plotting numbers on a number line. If this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1, 2, 3, negative 4. Things that we remember. We know that because of this arrow right here, these numbers to the right go on forever. So past 4 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the same thing goes for the numbers to the left. Negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. But sometimes we're asked to plot numbers on a number line or to say between which two integers would these numbers fall. So, for example, our first number, 2.3, well, 2.3 is in between 2 and 3, probably somewhere right about here. But the question is, what two integers does it lie between? So it lies between the integers 2 and 3. What about negative 2.3? Well, negative 2.3, negative 1, negative 2, so negative 2.3 is somewhere there. So that lies between the two integers, negative 2 and negative 3. What about example C, which is pi? Now, pi is not even a rational number. Pi is irrational. Well, when we use approximations for pi, I think the most common approximation is 3.14. So 3.1 something is going to be right about here. So that means that pi lies in between the integers 3 and 4. Notice that the numbers that I'm writing down are whole numbers. That's because integers are the set of whole numbers and their opposites. Does not include decimals. So I'm not going to write that it falls in between 3.1 and 3.2. We're going to use whole numbers or integers. Let's look at letter D. Letter D is giving us the number 1/4. Well, 1/4 is a fraction. It's not a whole number. But I know for sure it's less than 1, right? So 1/4 is going to be somewhere over here. So that's going to fall in between the numbers 0 and 1. Let's keep going. What about the number 1 and 1/3? 1 and 1/3. Well, it's bigger than the whole number 1 because it's got the number 1 and then a fraction piece. So that's going to be in between the integers 1 and 2. We're almost done. Let's look at example F. So example F asks us what integers does the number negative 2 and 1/5 fall between? Well, this is negative 1, negative 2. So negative 2 and 1/5 is probably somewhere right here. That's in between the numbers negative 2 and negative 3. I thought G was very interesting because G is negative the square root of 16. So you guys learned about square roots last year. The square root of a number is whatever number multiplied by itself equals that number. 16 is a perfect square. So what number can you multiply by itself to get 16? Well, that is 4. So negative the square root of 16 means that the answer, this is equivalent to negative 4. So what two integers does this fall between? Well, it doesn't fall between any integers. It falls exactly on the integer negative 4. So negative the square root of 16 lies exactly on the integer negative 4. And then our last example, example H, is the decimal point 0.5, which is the same thing as 1/2, which is between the integer 0 and 1. So we're going to use this information, and you're going to do a little bit of practice with this. Feel free to use your notes and have some fun with it.